Hey, and welcome. We're in another episode. We've made it through this first grand adventure, and now we're describing the kill all over again. I'm E. James.
I'm Chris.
And welcome to Describe the Kill, the podcast that dives a little deeper into our new realm that we've got going on here. So, we made it into a dark hole, and so far we're stuck there.
Yep.
One of the things that's really interesting, and I as a dungeon master myself, playing this game for, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, remember the red box, on and off since then. One of the things that's always challenging for a dungeon master is how to get players from point A to point B. You know, where do we go, and how does the adventure keep from becoming stagnant? So what's kind of your idea about how to get, not railroad characters, because no players like to be put on train tracks, because then it's not an adventure anymore. So what do you do to keep that from happening?
Well, first, if you are a dungeon master and you're setting up one linear line for the players to follow, you're going to be disappointed, because players don't want to do that. Like James just said, they don't want to be railroaded. They don't want to be herded like that. You can definitely coerce them or nudge them in certain directions, but if you are a dungeon master that expects that they're going to do the unexpected and you prepare for that, then you're going to find more happiness in that. So what I do is I might throw certain obstacles in front of the players, and there's no set way for them to go. Now, that doesn't mean the way they choose to go, if they don't go one way, is going to lead to them their characters not dying. But that's part of it. Right? That's what's part of the magic of Dungeons and Dragons. You never know. So I may nudge from time to time, but I always have several forks that I can go off onto. And the great thing is, as a dungeon master, regardless of which way they go, you should design your campaign so that they may take a left fork, but eventually that left fork is going to go right again, and it's going to come back to where I want them to go.
Right. So in my own campaigns, and I've noticed this too with all the good storytellers and the DMs that I really like, it's not just necessarily about going to town A or town B. Are we going to Waterdeep, or are we going to Rivendell, that kind of thing. The question becomes more deeper than that. What happens if a character decides, or the party decides to kill the emissary from the Thieves Guild? Those are the types of choices that you should be trying to incorporate into your game. And think about you as a player. How would your players react? Because when you have deep storytelling, and our characters, our players around this table, they get into character, and they like to play those characters. And sometimes some surprising things happen with those characters. Like we end up killing a plotline quest. And one of the great things about this is, unlike video games like Skyrim or Mass Effect, which are great games, where you are sort of railroaded into a solution. With this, it's all imagination. And so as a DM, you should look for those opportunities to find those interesting things for your players to do.
Yes, and at the same time, depending on how you DM, for my personal taste, my world, or the world that they are journeying in, is a living world. So should they take an somewhat unexpected turn, maybe they killed the person they were supposed to protect, or maybe they didn't protect them, or maybe instead of going and killing the dragon, they went and drank ale at the bar, and the dragon destroyed a town. Whatever happens, it still happens.
Right.
And that will affect the world, and not just affect the world, but will affect them, and could affect how people react to them. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the fun, though, right? And I like to, James, I like to tell my players that this is not a video game. All because you see a dragon sitting there, that doesn't mean your level 3 party can take him.
Right.
Because if you thought that everything was guided towards your level and everything you did was part of the plot and there was no repercussions, then it wouldn't have the same impact that it needs. And so I don't do that, and that, right?
So another question, something that's come up is character interactions. And we're talking here obviously with player knowledge and DM knowledge and things like that. One of the things that it seems like that's building is some animosity in between a couple of characters.
Yeah,
Did you expect that?
You always expect a little. Yeah, there's always going to be. In fact, you want some of it as a dungeon master because that means the players are getting into their characters, and they're kind of delving into their character psyche a little bit, and they're investing, and that's what you want. What you don't hope for is that investment is going to take up the whole game, right? If it takes up a session or something, or if it takes up certain pieces along the way, that's great. If it completely monopolizes the time, then that's a little unfair to the other players, right? So as a dungeon master, you got to look for those things, and you got to look for ways to go. Okay, we need to move past this point here. We've seen that there's some angst or something. Then we move past and we'll come back to it, and we keep coming back to it. And that way, the good thing is it builds, right? And not only does it build, but then between there, the players are going through some different events, and that could affect how they feel towards each other.
So another thing that comes of that, and something I think we should talk about, I mean, if you're getting into role-playing and you're doing it quote-unquote right, not that there's a right way, but if you're doing it the way that I have most fun, which is being emotionally invested in a character, I mean, you feel drained after a session because you're acting as somebody else. It's almost like being on stage. And so how do you... If players get heated and they bump heads in the game, do you have any tips for how to alleviate that stress after the game is over to make sure that emotional buildup doesn't carry on into the regular life? Sure.
There's several things. First of all, if things start to get heated, they start getting a little too close to their characters and words start flying, take a break. Go get a drink, have some tacos, whatever you got to do. Take a little break. It's just a game. Come back to it. And then afterwards, if I see that there's, some issues, maybe a player's going, hey, this guy is not playing his character right, or he's doing something to my character that I don't like, then A, I'll say, let's resolve that in the game. And B, I'll tell them, it is just a game. So... you got to look at it just like if you were playing anything from Super Mario Brothers to playing chess. Walk away, it's just a game. Come back. If you're not having fun, you're not doing it right.
Gotcha. So with that, remember guys, it is just a game. We do it for fun.
That's right.
And so if you have those players bumping heads, remember to shake hands after the game's over and get on with life. Yeah, absolutely. What was that?
Tacos make the world better.
It's like a beef smile.
That's right.
All right, guys, this is E. James with the Describe the Kill podcast.
Welcome back to the Mythic Realm Games podcast. We're here with me. I'm Chris, your Dungeon Master. To my right is my son, Christian. To my left, were you just checking my left and right? Is that what you're doing just now? You just did mental math. Like, yes. To my left is my girlfriend, Deanna. And Colin, who we call Poof. And Ephraim, who we call E. And then back over here to the right side is James.
Blarg, blarg, honk, honk.
And this is episode deuce.
Episode deuce?
Deuce. Two.
Dude, right?
Blinded by the...
Not dose.
Deuce means
Dose?
two.
Dose is what you take of a medicine.
You teenager.
As in drop a deuce. Number two.
Just trying to figure it out, okay?
Okay.
Oh my god, that makes sense now. Oh.
All this time you didn't know that. Wait, may I? Slow clap.
Racked up like a deuce, another roll.
Alright, so anyways, episode 2. We're getting back to it. And so, without further ado, last time on Dungeons and Dragons,
We died.
our party of brave commando-like adventurers
covered in
who
fart gas.
were sent in behind the enemy lines in the northern part of Toril between
San Andreas.
between Sundabar and Citadel Adbar, which has been at war for over a year now against orcs and hill giants. This is a desolate wasteland of a battlefield filled with many dead on all sides. The battlefield itself is torn. It's stricken with blood-stained mires and corpses laying about. There's a haze of death in the air. It's filled with fumes from fire and magical blasts. There are fires in the distance. There's just a smoke blotting out the sun, although it is coming towards evening. And when we left off, our adventurers found a tunnel, which looks to be a tunnel made for transporting troops, maybe, or something like that. But it looks unnaturally made. And our brave adventurers delved into this tunnel, deep into the earth, and found that the tunnel is definitely made by something peculiar, as it is a perfect tube of 20-foot diameter, straight through the rock and dirt, and it goes deep into the earth. They traveled about 150 feet into it, and they found that it was collapsed in part. And in that collapse, they found a magical purple crystal, large, about a foot long, a little bit wide there. And inside that crystal was a green smoke, kind of like as if it was imprisoned in the crystal. They took that and they tried to make an escape out of the tunnel since it was collapsed, at least some of them. But they quickly found that when they got back to the upper battlefield, that there were two contingents of orcs and hill giants that were converging on their location. Now, why they were converging, they don't know. Maybe they were meeting, maybe they were fighting, maybe they were joining forces, who knows. But they decided that it's best to hide, and they, especially since our druid, in his very sneaky, stealthy ways, decided to look upon the army and knocked over a huge beam that was part of a siege weapon that was wrecked, and it fell and alerted one of the armies, who sent scouts to see what the ruckus was.
Way to go, Solid Snake.
The druid snuck back into the tunnel with the rest of his friends, and they soon found that they were out of options, as one end of the tunnel was collapsed, the other end had orcs all about, and in their dire situation, the sorcerer decided to, what the hell, let's cast some magic on the purple crystal. And when he did, it shattered, and that green mist seemed to escape from it.
It's green.
It's green? No, the crystal's purple. The smoke is green.
Curiosity?
I cast purple energy.
The mist or the smoke, whatever from the crystal,
Right.
is it the same color, same... Does it strike me as maybe the same as off that wagon?
No, it doesn't look the same at all. That was more like a kind of a mist, like you would see like a smoke, right? A smoke machine or something. This is definitely like a thick, magically enhanced,
Fog.
like swirling,
Oh, I see.
right?
Hey, out of character real quick. When the fail sorcerer eventually dies, can we replace him with a proper wizard?
Oh!
You know,
No, hey, you can't react to that. That's out of character.
Player DM conversation.
Player knowledge.
None of us have
Sorry.
heard that. Wow.
Can't let you do anything. No. So anyways, this green swirling mist encircled the players, our heroes, and it was almost choking as it enveloped them. It clogged their nose, their breathing, their lungs. It blotted out their vision. They couldn't see anything but green, and they could physically feel the magical properties of this mist just like clinging to their flesh. And that's where we left off. So now joining our game once again, you guys are all there together, and it's very stark and very surprising, maybe even alarming, that this stuff is just completely blotted out all of your senses. You don't see each other. You can't even see your hands in front of your own faces. You can't feel the ground beneath you in any way. You just see green, and you feel this clinging mist to you. And just when it begins to be choking, just as soon as it came, it starts fading away, kind of pulling back and evaporating, if you will. And you all find yourselves standing in the same positions you were facing each other before, within 10 feet of each other. And you're standing there, except now you're hit with the brightness, especially since you all were in the dark vision spectrum. You're hit with the brightness of the sun just right on your face.
Fail sorcerer?
The sun is
Getting a sunburn.
when you see that, it takes you a second for your eyes to focus, and when you do, you see the sun is in the same position. It's still going down, but it's bright. There's no clouds.
Oh, so the sun is still going down.
Oh yeah, the sun's still going down, but now you can that there's no clouds or there's no
And we're
smoke
outside
blocking
of a
it.
cave that we were just
It's just in your face.
Great, now we're on the astral plane.
It's clean, almost like a sweetness to the air. There's a slight breeze, whereas the battlefield before was choking to you, and you notice right away you're not underground. And when you look around, it seems very odd, as you seem to be standing in a copse of trees. In the trees, the bark itself is yellow, and the leaves are yellow and kind of goldish, almost as if they were like a fall colors, but the whole tree is that color.
Does that look familiar to me?
Not at all.
Guess who just saved our asses?
Oh, you mean our bodies, which are probably still lying in the tunnel down below?
Fall prostrate to the ground, fingers in the grass, rubbing my face in the dirt. Ah, thank you, Earth Mother.
We seem pretty physical.
I'm gonna drop down into prayer and try and reach my God.
Okay. You're wallowing in the ground and feeling the fresh dirt and
The smell of
leaves.
worms and
Leaves and some grass and stuff. Feels nice and cool. And you kneel and pray. And what are you guys doing?
I'm poking the trees hard with my sword, just stabbing them.
Go and poke a very solid tree. Clank.
looking around, kind of a little panicky, like, okay, obviously it transported us, and this definitely doesn't look like anything that I've ever seen ever.
Right.
So, yeah, looking around, see if anything's gonna harm us, or...
You don't see anything. It just looks like, well, you do notice something that when you actually look around now, and your eyes get used to it, you're not in actually a copse. You seem to be in the middle of a forest.
We're in the forest.
All yellow trees, except there's also bushes, and it's brightly. It's not a super dense forest. There's sunlight getting through just fine, but there's bushes. The bushes look pretty normal to what you're seeing. You definitely do not recognize these trees, Druid. They do not seem.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Are there any birds or
The ground smells the same.
Animals,
Earth smells the
birds?
same.
Good question.
birds, wildlife?
You don't see any. You hear some in the distance.
But it's so it
Familiar
sounds-
birds?
feels like a natural
Yeah.
forest.
Yeah, feels.
And it feels like we're actually in our own bodies now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna jab him hard in the side. Hard enough that he'll feel it, but not hard enough to cause him, like, damage.
Okay.
Dodge.
You an opposed? You make a strength check or attack, basically.
Strength check?
Like an attack. It's your strength modifier
Work on that
plus
one.
your proficiency.
6.
6 plus your attack, so whatever it is plus your attack. So.
So,
15 total for me.
yeah, 10 total for me.
Oh yeah. He sidesteps your little.
Nice try, witch wizard.
And as far as you, you're not. You're never able to like call your god on the phone, but
Does it feel like I'm distanced?
but you don't feel any disconnect.
Okay, so it feels like I am not
We all seem pretty safe to me.
dreaming or dead.
But do we know where we are?
We're away from danger.
Well, you don't know, but
Well,
We don't know that.
I can make the
You seem
assumption.
so-
We're
you seem
away
solid.
from impending death.
Hey, Mr.
Aaron.
Fuck me.
no, it's Aaron.
Hello.
Aaron.
I don't know how you read that. That is not what that says, sir. That doesn't even start with an F.
Aaron, these trees, do they seem kosher to you? I mean, I haven't ever seen a yellow bark tree before.
Just a minute.
Your hatred.
Wah.
It's not hatred. It's a certain cynicism that I've acquired.
Oh, he's
As
British.
an orphan.
Cynicism, even though I have been right every
Australian, I
step
have
of the way
been-
so far.
Ah,
You call this right?
We're alive!
We were going to be alive.
No, we were not. In that
We
cave.
had that covered.
We
I
might
had
be able to
traps
walk.
with poison, which I've
Shake it
lost.
off.
Which now you owe me 15 or so
closer
gold
to the
piece of
trees.
Okay.
piece
Nothing I
for.
recognize. No.
I will
give
select that.
me perception.
Yeah.
Or investigation.
We got a job to do. We are now here.
Dirk, please note that
11.
in the list of expenses
For
that
perception.
his pay will be deducted 45.
You've never seen
Keeping
these
track of
trees.
the expenses.
You've never even heard of them.
I assumed you were keeping track of the expenses.
what?
The
I will
bushes
keep track.
around
Since
look
you're the same
familiar.
height as me,
Bushes
I can
are
very
familiar.
blatantly tell
And
you.
the grasses,
Kiss
yeah.
my hairy ass.
No, thank
Familiar to
you.
my area?
Mm-mm. Well, the ones you're seeing, you know that they are common to many areas. So familiar to your area, yeah, but they could also be. They're not specific to your area, is what I'm saying.
Do they look like natural trees?
It look like natural as far as like trees grow and stuff. They just you've never seen their color or anything like that before.
I'm still poking them.
You've never even heard of yellow trees.
They're not talking.
Exactly right.
And they're not talking.
That's a good sign.
Are we on like a hill?
How easy are they?
No, you're just in a flat forest.
No
What
mountains outside,
Like,
anything?
The forest is too large for you to see any mountains or anything outside.
So this is not at all connected in any way to where we just were.
How easy can we see from around the trees? I mean, can we see the forest for the trees? Can we see?
You in every direction you see trees.
I'm gonna pick the largest tree that we can see in our immediate area and climb it.
All right, give me athletics.
Athletics. Ooh, 18. Natural
Alright.
18.
Nice.
So yeah, you get up there. You climb a tree. It's not too far from you. Get right up there. After a few minutes, climb up as far as you can. Especially since you're smaller, you're able to get pretty high. You look above, and when you look out, you do see that to your southeast there is a mountain range, which there is where you were. There was a small mountain range to the southeast. However, this one does not look like that.
And that's all I see.
Yeah, except for a big forest.
Well, folks, looks like to the southeast there's a mountain range, but it's not, I repeat, not the same one that we were in.
So we're lost.
Cave. And there's no other distinguishable terrain features on the horizon other than that mountain range.
There's no shards of crystal on the ground.
No, there's
Nothing that
no.
looks like a
I'm gonna
settlement.
collect 5 leaves,
Okay.
5 twigs, and a couple strips of bark from these trees.
Okay.
I'm going to weave them into my braid
All right.
in various spots,
That's good.
using herbalism.
Okay.
I want to try to locate any plants that may have some medicinal value.
All right. Give me your roll on that. That's going to take you a few.
23.
All right. So the druid's going to take a little walk here. What do you guys do while he takes a walk? It's going to take a while.
I'm scanning, I'm still up there scanning. I'm looking for any smoke or any other signs that there might be, other things moving around in the forest.
No, you don't see any smoke. You don't see. You see that there are some clouds in the sky farther away, and the trees you're just not able to see past them so much. It's not exactly flat the whole for miles, but you can see for miles in the trees. So it looks like either way you start walking, there's going to be trees.
Well, folks, looks like an overgrown desert.
Well, I mean, we're not in any impending danger. Now might be a good place to set up camp and rest.
In fact, that's exactly
No,
what I
we're
do.
not in any
Against one of
impending
the
danger,
trees,
but you know what is?
I
The
lean back
Citadel.
and begin my rest.
That's an impending danger, and we are not there protecting it.
Until we know where we are, we have no way of knowing how to get back there.
I wonder if yellow trees burn.
Oh, you would burn trees down with a sage near you? That sounds like a genius idea. Why don't you do
whole
that?
tree, the deadfall. What, you have something against campfires?
Could pick up some dead wood.
How do we even know these are real trees?
Well, I stabbed them. They seem to act like real trees.
So start gathering dead wood.
Yeah, there's fallen trees and stuff like that.
Pushing it and trying
So,
to make it clear.
As you're off walking, you're able to find a stream, a small stream. Maybe just a hand stream. But
I'll try. I'm doing the herbalism.
yeah, so in throwing next to that, you see a bush that looks familiar. You see a bush that's good for like burns and stuff like that. It's, you know, the make a good little mash that could to help that. But you also see another bush that you haven't seen before, and it has orange berries. The berries themselves are almost like a peanut shape, which you've never seen.
I've never seen these before.
So it's growing those weird orange marshmallow peanuts.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
it's kind of like those marshmallow things, yeah. But berries.
interesting.
Soft
I
berries.
gather up a handful of them.
Okay, got some berries there. And again, you get a fresh spring there as well.
Stream. Refill any water bottle that I have.
Okay. Feel your skin.
Hydrochloric.
It's not too far away from that. You could see your party. You know, they're not that far away from you. So.
Shuffling around, making a.
So, what are you guys doing? Are you
I'm building a campfire because I'm hungry.
all right? Building a little campfire.
I'm going to break from the party and go find like a fox-sized animal to hunt.
You're trying to find an animal.
An animal, yeah.
What are you
Sure,
wearing?
I can't
What
tell a tree,
are you
but
wearing?
you're gonna let him spirit it.
Cloaks, no armor.
It's all about balance.
Are you trained in stealth?
I'm not trained in stealth, no.
Okay. You don't find any animals.
So do we?
Which, by the way, is not out of the ordinary for you. Like, you've never been able to sneak up on a spot fox by your, You're like, and in fact, as you're going, you're like, that's probably why people make bows. You're kind of thinking that, right? So it's like, how am I not going to sneak up on a fox and club it with my stick? That's not
Time
going
to
to
do a
work.
short rest, and maybe I can gather.
So can I locate
I
the
don't need
stream?
you to gather food.
Yeah, the stream's right. You see him over there,
Oh, yeah.
hunched over.
I'm gonna go to the stream and like wash my face and my shield and whatever.
All right. Wash the gore off from the undead that you fought and stuff. All right.
The pathetic ghouls, yes.
You get a fire goat. You have a. I'm assuming you have a.
I do have
Timber
a
box and all that,
adventurer's kit. Yep.
Okay, so you guys get a little fire going with some of the dead wood. He gets some berries. You see that there's a stream there. It looks like you have water. It looks like you have. You guys all have your rations from your previous.
Now
So.
we just have to figure out where we are. Yep.
Are you guys? Sun finally does set by the time you get all this done. So you're sitting around your campfire. You guys gonna camp for the night here?
What is a short rest?
Short rest
What's
is
the
an hour.
length?
An hour
It's an
for a
hour.
short rest.
Well, give me time for a short rest, and then I'll take the mid-watch.
You take what?
Give me time for a short rest, and then I'll take the mid-watch.
Oh,
I'll say it first.
don't forget, Christian. You have.
Because it's the easiest.
I'm not going to, out of character. Dirt wouldn't trust it to keep watch on its own because its range of sensing danger is only like 30 feet away.
Okay.
So it works to help me not get surprised, but I wouldn't trust it to keep watch over an entire party.
Gotcha. Okay. So you guys take a nothing else to do but sit around and eat, take a rest. That's a short rest. So I should
What do these
explain.
berries taste like?
Are you eating one?
Should we eat one?
No.
Can we eat one?
Do not eat the berry.
Got it. Not eating berries.
Can't you call up one of your
You
animals?
guys have rations in your packs,
not
but that's
yet.
basically jerky.
Yeah, but
Oh, you know what? Actually, I probably could. But do we see any small animals, squirrels, etc.?
Well, you don't see any in the immediate area, but you know how to find them if they are around. Are you
Okay.
going off? You know you're probably not gonna find them around them, right? You got to go off for a while.
Right.
So.
I want to take my short rest first.
Okay, so you're gonna take a short rest. So
can I
while
use
you're doing that,
survival to test.
Leave me be. Let me
to
rest.
know if these berries are good or not.
you can always try anything you want.
I suggest we let the druid ask one of his friends from around here whether
But-
those berries are good or not.
But part of
A
survival,
little nappy nap.
Is
Thank you
knowing-
very much.
yeah, part of survival is
And
experience.
I don't know what
And
these
if you've
berries
never experienced something, there's no way to know what it can do, unless you have a supernatural ability that tells you if it is, poisonous or not, that sort of thing. So, I'll tell our listeners at home that I'm not real keen. I like most of 5th edition, but I'm not real keen on the rest. I don't like how the PCs just automatically heal 100% back up. It seems a little too much. So I've incorporated a house rule that when they take a full rest, they will heal. They can roll as many hit dice as they have per level, and then add their con modifier to that roll. So if they're level 5, they get to add roll 5 hit dice and add the con modifier. And then after that, if they choose to spend their actual rest hit dice to top themselves off, they can if they choose.
I'm gonna start rolling the heal, see how much I get.
So we're just taking a short rest? right?
Short rest first, but he's just rolling it for his long rest. He's assuming. Don't add that yet, but you can put it off to the side
I mean,
just in case.
Roll for initiative. We have to fight Spider.
Short rest complete.
Yeah, short rest. Yeah, definitely. What are you gonna go search?
I'm gonna take a little walk.
Okay.
I'll be back.
All right.
Be safe.
So you take a little walk. What are you looking for?
Squirrels,
All right. More animals.
rabbits.
All right. So you're out for about a half an hour. You have to get out of their range and everything. But your keen druid eyes kind of meld into the forest. You know, your silent steps start going, and animals just aren't skitterish. Skitterish. I like skitterish better than skittish. We're gonna go with skitterish because I can. They're not as skitterish around you.
Alienating alliteration.
So, it doesn't take you too long after that. You find something. You find a small little a little family of bunnies. Except these bunnies are quite different than you've ever seen. You find these bunnies and you see that they are striped.
Jackalopes.
They're the same size, same shape as a bunny, but they're striped and they're white and black, but striped almost like a bumblebee pattern. Horizontally across their body. Yeah.
Interesting.
So not like a zebra.
No.
I was thinking zebra bunnies.
With huge.
No, more like a bee.
Like this.
Like large stripes on their body.
Okay. Well, we're going to attempt to pull out some veggie nibbies.
Okay. Befriend them.
We're going to try to befriend them without the spell first.
All right. That is crooked. What is the DC? The DC of this spell?
For I'm
Against
not
your
necessarily using a spell.
Oh, I thought you were
Might be
using
like,
that on friendship.
animal handling, or I can do. I can do animal friendship. 15 is the DC.
Yeah, it definitely failed.
What do you got?
You have a friend buddy.
Excellent.
Striped.
So,
Be a tiger bunny. With huge.
what are the dangers?
Huh?
My friend. What are the dangers in your area?
So first of all, the bunnies look at you and they're like,
That was. What?
and they're
Behind
just
the rabbits?
they're kind of looking at you, and you see the bunnies wiggle their ears, and you see what looks to be like a shimmering, definitely some sort of magical aura kind of
Displacer
go
bunnies.
between their ears,
Okay.
and they're kind of waving them at you, but then they're like, they seem relaxed around you though, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Sending signals.
they go, "You're not from here."
No, I'm not.
But you know, being bunnies, they're like whatever. They just don't know you. They don't recognize. They seem like you're foreign to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you ask them? I'm sorry. Like,
What are the dangers? What do you fear here?
they tell you the big teeth ones, and you get the impression they're talking about like packs of predators.
Okay, packs.
Yeah, probably
Wolf spiders.
wolves or something like that. They tell you the I guess in their way they call them the people with tusks, right? So they tell you those.
People with tusks.
Yeah.
Are they green?
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
And they tell you there is you get the impression, like when they're explaining to you, like they kind of explain like a bird, but like a chicken, like a large chicken. Kind of, that's the idea you get from them.
That does not fly. Is that what you're saying?
Not very well.
Not very well.
They make rocks.
They make rocks.
Oh.
Hmm.
Watership Down displacer bunnies.
So like, stay away from the chickens, basically.
Stay away from the chickens. Got it.
Medusa chicken.
So, can I pull out
Chocobos.
some of the berries?
Mhm.
Are these friendly? Are these edible?
They just come up to your hand and take one and eat it.
Fantastic. Pop one in my mouth.
These are mine.
Tastes delicious. So
And you start foaming at the mouth.
you can see.
I go
Tastes
reverse.
delicious. However, when you eat this berry, you notice it's savory.
Okay.
Uh,
Savory.
yeah, it's not sweet at
Huh.
all. It's almost like a gravy-ish kind of flavor to it, right?
Okay.
Like a breakfast kind of, right?
Awesome. Great.
However, what you
Make a
feel is
fortune.
like you can tell just by like eating a couple of these, they'd probably sustain you for like a meal.
Almost like a good berry then.
A little bit. They don't heal you. They just it's like a few of these, maybe 2 or 3 of these would sustain you definitely for, a meal or something. They'd ward off hunger basically,
Okay.
Those placer berries.
All right.
The bunnies seem to like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I want.
Yeah, like that. That's what they look like. Just like that.
Bunny bees.
Oh, nice.
They're bumble bunnies.
Well, thank you, my friend.
Displacer bumble bunnies.
We
From
are
Watership Down.
me and mine are over in that clearing right there. I warn you to stay clear because they are not necessarily as friendly as I am, but
They ask you if they're tuskers.
they're not. No, and I will tell them to keep hands off of you and your kind, but steer clear of them anyway. Just for
Tell you
safety.
before you leave, very careful. Tuskers are very quiet.
Are they very close? Can you? Would you find it acceptable to warn me if you see or hear them in the area?
We run.
Can you warn me before you run? I will just be over there.
Talking to bunnies, man.
You get the impression like they don't know what you're asking. Like we're gonna run. If they're around, we're gonna run.
Can you let me know so I can run? Well, think about it.
Maybe you'll see
If
them
it
run
hits
on the way out.
I'm thinking we're gonna run.
Do you have the armor for sale?
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you come on over and
Potions.
I'll see if I can't find some interesting things for you.
Green
Uh,
Tuskers are actually
oh,
saber-tooths that got
Oh,
into
It seems,
Jack's
they
back.
seem now that you said to watch out for your group. They're like,
Okay, good enough. Fair enough. I've already planted some seeds in their area.
yeah.
Okay.
That seemed like.
Well, thank you for your help, my friends. And
I
I'll give
catch
them,
a bumble
give them
bunny,
a
I'm
berry
making
and
stew.
whatever else of my goodies they like to nibble.
He wiggles his ears again, and you see that kind of shimmering in it again.
Okay. I'll come back to the camp. So these berries, we can go eat some more. Try them. They're really good. They're very filling. We have orcs in the area. Be wary.
Oh, so we're not out of the woods.
Having not eaten yet.
No, you're not. I just told you you're in the woods.
Gonna start eating some of those berries.
Eat one.
You're gravy berry.
What?
Yeah. All right. So you guys gonna take a rest?
Pretty sure.
Who's taking watches?
I'll take the first watch.
Pretty sure Wonka would be impressed.
Because the first watch is the easiest.
So-
I'm kind of lazy.
Sunset, right?
Yeah.
It's still
Yeah. Sun's already set by now. So you got your fire going though, so it's light.
I fall asleep immediately before watches get decided.
Okay.
Cool.
If there's no opposition, I'll take the final watch.
Fail, sorcerer fails again.
I'll take second.
I'll take the mid. Oh, well, 4, 9. Either one.
All right.
Sleep. How many watches are we standing, person? It doesn't matter. 3, I
Do
guess?
we want a 2 hour or 4 hour? Let's not do that.
All right. Well,
I'll have PTSD about fire watch.
so you guys take your watches, and it's first thing you know, it gets pretty cold at night. Not freezing, but it gets cold. You're definitely chilly, and you guys were not really prepared for that because it was pretty warm where you were, just because of the choking kind of
Turn my pelt
warm
around.
there.
so
There's
the
no
bird-
breeze, but it's warm or chilly, I mean, and but nothing happens. You hear another. You the forest at night lights up with sounds. So you hear all kinds of insects chirping and birds and such, and you do hear some howls far in the distance. But other than that, nothing really goes on, and sun rises, and you guys are hit with those beams of sunlight brighter than even before. Crisp morning breeze comes shooting through this area here, so you guys are nice morning chill going on, and you hear birds chirping, and it seems a very pleasant forest.
It's alright.
Nyx is jolted from his sleep an hour before everyone else, just withdrawn, even more withdrawn than before. And when everyone else wakes up, he's just kind of gently tapping his head against his quarterstaff, sitting there.
There you go. What are you guys doing?
Breakfast!
Breakfast.
Breakfast?
Go pick up some more of those berries.
Berries. Gravy berries.
Gravy berries.
I'm frying up dry sausage from my little ration kit.
Okay. Guess get your fire going again. And
Fried sausage and
Do
gravy
we
berries.
get the
Yeah,
impression that the
so
gravy
store
berries would
handful.
taste good
So,
with the
these
dry
berries-
it's
sauce?
one bush that you found, so you can, from that bush, you can get 26. Well, actually, let's roll. So,
And knowing what these berries look like, we went out looking for more. Fine.
I mean, they'd be pretty distinct.
you
though,
get
like
26 berries.
26 berries.
So, that was in total. So, whatever you gave away. So, the bunny ate one, she ate one. Whatever you ate for dinner. Subtract that.
That's all 12.
Yeah, they're pretty big. Just, you know, the bush is only like this big, and they're pretty big.
Okay.
Awesome.
So cooking is the profession that I chose for my
Oh, okay.
my duty.
Alright.
So he's cooking stuff up and making good rations for everybody.
All right, so he helps cook that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, then,
Well, we'll keep the berries
Sausage,
then
berries,
for
biscuits.
emergency ration.
all right.
24 of them left.
Well, do you want to stop banging your head on your staff and have some grub?
He doesn't say anything. He just stands up and walks over for food.
Dirk is already immersed in the food.
See, that's why I love cooking for dwarves. They appreciate
Durek,
fine.
as you finish that sentence, your hammer warned you.
Okay. I'm immediately going to put what's left of the food, granted it's very little, down, and my hammer's like glowing, basically, is the way it's warning, kind of like how you would imagine Sting does it, kind of that bluish glow.
You guys never seen this before. You see his hammer erupt in a blue glow.
We're in danger. There's something out there.
What's the rush? It's time for second breakfast.
You're 3 feet tall.
So,
I'm telling you, this
And I
is.
can eat like a horse.
There's something out there.
Well, of course there is.
Because
There's all these yellow
play
trees and bubble bunnies.
We are in
Look
danger.
around.
We gotta take a
Maybe
quick
when the
look.
paladin's freaky hammer starts to glow, we should probably listen to it.
you don't see them. In fact, once he says that, you don't hear any birds or anything anymore either. So, with that, and because of his hammer, you guys would have been surprised, but instead you know there's something here. You just haven't seen it yet, but you're not surprised. So, we'll just do basic initiative. So go ahead and roll for initiative.
I have advantage on initiative.
I hate it when my breakfast gets ruined.
Oh, there we go.
What is with these freaking rolls? 7.
I rolled a 17 and a 19.
Roll for
Stop dropping things.
Oh, look at that. 16.
Yeah,
So
roll
I take the 19.
You got a 17?
Honest to God, that dice
Well, this is the better one. Is the
Oh, look,
19.
fail sorcerer's got a 2.
The
No,
better
that
one
was
is 'cause I have
originally a
advantage.
6. It was a 6.
There we go.
4 plus 1 is 5.
You asshole. Everybody on these cameras saw that that was originally a 6, and I rolled it twice more.
Fail sorcerer
Four-
rolled a 2.
Unbelievable.
Sure.
Unbelievable.
Okay, let's
17, really.
Okie dokie. Look, it's a 1 and another
It's
1 behind it. Technically, that's a
I'm
one.
gonna keep the 19.
Jesus Christ.
Now that was a 1. I saw.
That was a 4. That's an 8.
You should probably stop.
Yeah. You're just rolling your hole deeper. Oh my god.
Apparently, you need new dice.
Need some new dice.
You need to shame those and get some new dice.
What the hell was I trying to look up? Oh my, yeah. Fail sorcerer. Oh, initiative plus 4. So I have a 20. Initiative.
Alright, I'll give you guys.
You
just
just
buy one.
convince one of those bunnies
What's that?
to
You beat me
be
by
my
one.
friend, so I can
I
keep
rolled a
this as a
16. I have
pet.
a plus 4.
I rolled a 17 and a 19.
Yeah.
So advantage.
Because I'm pretty sure that whole
But I have
Make
a
a little-
plus
thing would be
zero,
awesome.
Make a little space here in the middle.
Static electricity going on, so every time I touch somebody,
Great, much as you got. Map. I'm a map. I'm a map. I'm a
I mean,
map
Holy
initializing.
Spirit wouldn't scare them at all.
No.
Like, what?
Map
Especially when
initializing.
I rage and I get all
Map initializing.
my eyes glow, you know.
Map initializing. Look, there's water. Map initializing. I'm gonna go swimming.
Suddenly,
The stream kind of goes off here, so this is where you guys kind of made your camp. This is a berm that goes upwards, right? So there's a good little place for a camp here.
Map. And there's treasure trove of magical weapons right here, right?
I think they're actually in the bit between these trees, but you have to get through a horde of spiders on either side.
Yes.
Why adding to the... You're supposed to just be able to open the treasure chest.
Spiders that are portrayed by, you know, fire elementals and ice giants, because we don't have any large spiders.
Everybody gets a +3 left blade.
I blew off one of them.
It won't be many.
I killed one of them.
I almost killed myself too.
Almost dead too.
There's definitely more trees.
Crossbow.
The difference is these trees that you're seeing are actually yellow.
Of course.
And now they're coming to life.
Probably.
All trees.
Fuck, I knew it.
They're all what?
So I was stabbing.
Big
While they were dormant.
yellow tree ants.
There you go.
They're all gonna smush us.
Yellow tree ants. There's something racist there, but I'm not sure.
Those birch tree ants are.